Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. My name is Annalise, this is Ella, and we are here to talk about planty things today. Okay, let me put her down, she's heavy. So yes, I make houseplant content here on YouTube for about the past month and a half now. And so today we're gonna be talking about something I've been really excited for, which is the fastest growing houseplants in my collection. I chose 10 of them today. I know for me, fast growth makes houseplants so much more satisfying. I tend to just gravitate towards my plants that are always shooting out new leaves. I just love looking at them. The slower growers, while I do appreciate them, sometimes it's a little frustrating waiting so long for them to put out a new leaf or a new growth. So I wanted to tell you about top 10 plants that grow quickly in my collection. I have them all set up around me right now. I wish you could see. It looks like a little jungle over in this direction, but you'll get to see all of them in just a second. So if you're interested in learning about some fun, fast-growing houseplants, definitely stay tuned. Okay, so let's get started. These are in no particular order. I'm just gonna grab what's closest to me and go from there. So first up is the Domino peace lily. This is a relatively new plant I got. I actually got it from a Facebook purge, which if you don't know what those are, they're really fun. Look into it if you want a fun new way to buy plants. But this is a Domino peace lily. Well, a Domino peace lily is basically like a regular peace lily, but it is variegated. So you can see, for instance, on the newest leaf here, that white stripe, that's the variegation. Also, a lot of the other leaves, it's a little bit hard to see, but they kind of have a mottled look. I don't know if that'll really come across on camera, but it's a really beautiful plant. Peace lily was actually one of the first plants that I got, and I killed pretty quickly because they need a lot of water. They like to stay moist, and I was just not watering it regularly enough, so it slowly died over the course of like a month and a half. It was really tragic, but I decided to try again, and I got this baby peace lily Domino, and it's been growing just so quickly. It's constantly shooting out new growth. There's actually 2 plants in here, so it grows faster because of that as well, but it just constantly is shooting out new leaves, and it's pretty low maintenance as long as you water it frequently enough. So if you want a new plant in your collection, either a regular peace lily, those grow quickly as well, or if you want one with a little bit more interest, there's a Domino peace lily. There's other variegated peace lilies like the Picasso peace lily, which is definitely on my list. I can insert a picture here in case you haven't seen it. It's really, really beautiful. But that is plant number 1. Plant number 2, I've been posting a lot about on my Instagram. If you don't follow me, definitely do. It's at Get Planty With It. I'll put it on the screen. I post daily updates about my plants, ones that are doing well, ones that I'm struggling with, just fun things that are happening. So definitely follow me on Instagram if you're interested in that. So this one I've been posting just a ton recently because it grows so fast. I got this plant. This is an Alocasia adora variegata. I got it as a 1-leaf cutting. The 1 leaf it came with died off after it arrived, but I got this plant in May. So end of May, like a month ago, and it's already shot out these 3 new leaves. I swear one will come out and 2 days later it has a new shoot poking out already. I think I did talk about this plant in my June favorites because she had just given me this leaf, and I filmed that video maybe 2 weeks ago. Okay, my dog is eating some soil that I dropped. That's so gross, but okay. Yeah, I talked about it in my June favorites video, and she had just shot out this beautiful kind of half moon leaf that I was really excited about. But that's literally been 2 weeks, and there's already this other brand new beautiful leaf. I just love seeing how different the variegation on each of the leaves are. This one has been my fastest growing Alocasia. All of my Alocasia actually have been growing pretty quickly, especially in the summer, but this one definitely takes the cake as the fastest growing. And it's loving the leca life. You can see there's roots coming out already, so it's doing really well. So if you want an intriguing Alocasia that's actually not too difficult to care for, looks really beautiful, grows quickly, go for the Alocasia adora variegata. Okay, next up, ooh, she's heavy, is my Aglaonema silver bay. So this plant I know is a pretty popular plant, pretty common, easy to get, and I think it's just stunning. This was actually one of my first plants that I got that really got me into houseplants. I just saw this plant, liked it, knew nothing about it, and ordered it. But she has just been growing prolifically, especially this summer. She didn't grow as well last summer because my old apartment, I had basically no light, didn't have grow lights, didn't know what I was doing. But now she sits in a window and grows like crazy. I mean, you can see new growth right there coming out. There's more new growth. I don't know if it'll be able to show you, but there's more new growth right there. I'm seeing another growth point as well. So yeah, she has 3 growth points right now, and it's just, she's constantly shooting out leaves. There's always new growth coming. And she's just so beautiful. I mean, just look at these leaves. They are like to die for. And super easy. They droop when they're They droop when they need water, so you know what they need, and they pretty much just look beautiful. I've seen these plants in these like stunning, massive, massive pots, and that's what I want her to become. Hopefully a beautiful floor plant one day. I think that'd be amazing. So definitely another plant to add to your list, the Aglaonema Silver Bay. Okay, next up, a fan favorite is the Philodendron Pink Princess. I know everybody knows about these plants. Everybody loves it. Well, not everybody loves these plants. I know some people think they are overrated, but I am one of the people who does love them. I think the variegation on them is absolutely beautiful. I know some plants, some pink princesses don't have as much variegation, so I don't know if I love those as much. Some have more leaves, kind of like this one, like more brown, but this one at least is super pink and beautiful in my opinion. And she grows like it's nobody's business. She grows so quickly. She just shot out this new leaf. This one's been within the past month as well. I'm trying to do this kind of air layering thing with sphagnum to give her roots something to climb into because her leaves were getting smaller, as you can see from this to this, but I want them to get a little bit bigger, and this one did get bigger than the last one, so something is going right. I know these were really expensive, especially during the middle of the pandemic, but they have been coming down in price. I've been seeing some for like 60s and 70s, which was really unheard of earlier this year. So if you're into one of these, I think you can find one for a decent price now. And if you can only find a smaller cutting, don't worry, they really do grow quickly, so you'll have a big plant in no time. I mean, look at that leaf. Like, you cannot tell me that is not gorgeous. I love it. Okay, next up, get excited. I actually just posted about this plant on my Instagram today because she's just the best. Here is my variegated maranta lucanura. I could be saying that entirely wrong, but I will put the name on the screen so you can read it. And she is just beautiful. As you can see, she is pretty massive. Started out in like a little 4-inch pot, a pretty small, well, I guess this is still a 4, maybe 5-inch pot. But she started out way smaller, and now she's become this huge mama here. She has this like vine that's kind of trailing, which I think is really beautiful. I never really knew marantas were potentially trailing plants, but she kind of is. And the best part is that every leaf that comes out is just so different. So as you can see, like this is an example of one leaf. There's some like lime variegation on there. Let's find one with more cream. So this leaf here is like more of a creamy colored variegation. You'll get some that kind of have a variegation that shows sort of orangey. It might be hard to see, but on this leaf here, it looks kind of more orangey. And they just grow so fast. This is what the new growth looks like when it comes out. It's this little rolled up thing. As you can see, there's literally tons of them. It's constantly growing. I've cut this plant 3 times for trades, and it just continues to grow and grow and grow. So definitely a plant to add to your wish list if you don't have it. I don't think they're super hard to get. I got this one off Etsy back in January. And it really wasn't that expensive if I remember correctly. So definitely a beautiful plant to add to your list. Okay, what is next? This is probably one of my biggest houseplants, and I just did not know she would grow this crazily, but I love her. Ugh. She is heavy. This is my Hoya pubicalyx splash. I got her back in, this is why I put tags in all my plants, so I know how long I've had them so you can see how much they've grown, but I got this back in January. She was quite a bit smaller, but she only cost $30. She was a decent size to start with. I didn't start like from a single cutting or something, but she has grown so much. So in the past like 3 weeks, all of this new growth here is brand new in the past like 3 weeks. She's also just so crazy. You can see like there's tendrils shooting out everywhere. She has these long ones here, but she just shoots out new growth so quickly. Typically Hoya, in my experience, most of them at least, are not super fast growers. So this one is really one of my favorites because she's just constantly putting out growth. You can take cuttings and she'll just keep growing, and she's absolutely beautiful. I have her cascading over the edge of my bar cabinet, and it just looks so beautiful. Adds a great pop of color. Definitely jungle vibes if that's what you want. And I think they're really accessible and a good price typically. So definitely one to add to your collection. I mean, some of the leaves come out so beautifully splashy. Like, let me find a good one. Like this leaf here, the splashing is like on one half and it's so gorgeous. Some have more of like that kind of splashing. I've also seen some that are even more splashy. You can find ones that are super splashy if that's what you're into. But she's definitely a beauty. Okay, next up is a houseplant I think a lot of people have and know grows really quickly, but I just wanted to show how crazy mine has gone. Well, how crazy ours has gone. This is actually technically my boyfriend's plant, but I got permission to show it in this video because it's just so massive and will not stop growing. And that is, the Jade pothos. It's actually not a pothos, that's what it's commonly called, a Jade pothos, but it's really an epipremnum jade. Anyway, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to show you how crazy this is. I mean, I don't even know if I can capture it, like how wild this plant is. And we got it in like a 6-inch pot. It was like trailing just a teensy bit just over the edge of the pot, nothing crazy. And now we don't even know what to do with it. It's so big. We can't really hang it up because it's so heavy. So it sits in our entryway on our little entryway console, and it takes up the entire console. We literally cannot use it because this plant takes up all the space. But it is so beautiful. If you want a gratifying, easy growing, fast plant, definitely go for the pothos variety. There's so many different types. So this is the Jade one. There's the golden pothos. There is here's another one. I think this is the Enjoy, but it might be Pearls and Jade. I'm not sure. I always struggle with the difference. Super fast growing as well. I did just get this one, so it's not really grown yet. There's the Manjula pothos. A little bit of a slower grower. The ones with more white typically grow more slowly. So if you want that instant gratification, big, beautiful, easy plant, this is the way to go. And these plants are super vocal. They droop a ton when they need water, so they're really, really easy to take care of. So that is this one. Ooh. Okay, so we have 3 more. I'm gonna grab one from over there, be right back. Okay, here she is. This plant I think I showed in my first ever video, my May favorites. This is an English ivy or heterohelix, and it is so beautiful. It's grown so much. If you go look back in my May video, you can probably tell that it's grown quite a bit. I got this from Trader Joe's actually as an impulse buy. I was like buying groceries, saw it, wanted it, bought it. And now it's in a hanging macrame planter in our plant room, and it just shoots out new growth constantly. The new growth comes in this super cute little baby leaves, and there's literally baby leaves on the end of every vine. And so I'm hoping this becomes super, super full. It does not really have growth on the back here, so I wanna maybe take a cutting, repot, or put the cutting back in the pot for that to happen, but we'll see. I know some people do have spider mite issues with these plants. I do check mine quite often, and with plants that are really prone to pests like this, I spray with an insecticidal soap probably every few weeks, just because I don't want to deal with spider mites and spreading it to all my other plants. But I haven't had any issues with it so far. So knock on wood, it's been going really well, growing really fast, and I think it's just so beautiful. I love the coloring of it. And it's super easy to get. You can get ivy like I think almost at any nursery. On my nursery tour, I saw basically the same exact plant there. I mean, I got it at Trader Joe's, so hopefully you can find one if you're interested. Okay, our second to last plant is this beautiful variegated, drop leca. No, don't eat that. Don't eat that, don't eat that. Ella is sitting right at my feet, and she always waits for me to drop things so she can put it in her mouth, but I don't want her eating leca. I don't know if it's toxic to pets, but do not have your pets eat leca. It's probably not good. But anyway, back to the plant. This is a variegated burle marx. I got her as a little baby cutting with maybe like 4 or 5 leaves, something like that, and it's just shot off with growth. There are, right now I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 different growth points on here. It's absolutely crazy. And then the leaves just come out so beautifully. So some kind of have this more like white creamy variegation, kind of more all over the leaf. And then there's some that come out with this like sectoral, looks way more yellow. I don't know, I'm obsessed with this plant. I think it's so beautiful. And they look even more beautiful when they have those like big traditional burle marx leaves. So hopefully it'll get there someday. It's also loving leca. Well, I don't see any root growth like outside of the pot, but it's growing so well, so I know it's happy. These plants are a little bit harder to get. I did import this one in an order I did from Indonesia, but I think that because they grow so quickly, you can try to find people selling cuttings in local Facebook groups and things like that. But yeah, she's absolutely a cutie. And if you like variegated plants that grow quickly, because a lot of times they don't, if you like variegated plants that grow quickly, this is one for you. Okay, our final plant of the day I know is a really popular plant. I know a lot of people have it. Great beginner plant, super quick and beautiful. I have 2 of them actually in my house. I will have to insert footage of them because one of them, which is behind me over here, I don't think you can see it, I don't think it's in frame, but it is grown and attached to the wall. I did not do that on purpose, it just happened, and I'm letting it be. The leaves seem to be coming out a little bit bigger where it attached, so I'm hoping it gets some like really big, beautiful
Spain
leaves.
versus Italy in soccer on July 6, 2021, starting in 10 minutes.
Did you guys hear that? My boyfriend set a reminder on our Alexa to tell him when the Italy versus Spain soccer game starts. So if you're watching this as I'm filming it, which you can't be, the game starts in 10 minutes, so exciting. Comment below if you watch soccer or any other fun sport. I don't, but maybe you do, I don't know. Okay, back to plants. We were talking about the Heartleaf Philodendron. Oh, I didn't even say what plant it was, did I? Okay, well, it's a Heartleaf Philodendron. The one behind me is attached to the wall, so I can't take it off the wall, but I'll insert some footage of it. And then our other one is this massive hanging plant that's hanging in the corner. I don't want to take it down because it's such a hassle to move around, but I'll also insert some footage of it right now. This is this is my smaller Heartleaf Philodendron here. And as you can see, it's vining down here, and it randomly one day it just attached to the wall. So behind this leaf, I can't move it, it's attached to the wall and it's just growing up it. So definitely beautiful, I'm loving it. And then the second one is over here. I mean, standing back this far, you can see just how massive it is, but I'll get a close-up shot and pan down. So here she is, it's the most beautiful foliage. I'm just obsessed with the heteroraceum foliage. I mean, she grows like crazy. She's actually literally touching the floor. She dangles over one of our dog beds. So we're gonna have to cut that back pretty soon, but she just grows so quickly, she will not stop. And that's pretty much true for all the philodendron, or all the trailing philodendron I have. I have a Brazil as well, and they just grow so quickly. So definitely one I would recommend. Well, that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you stayed to the end, I really appreciate it. It really helps me out. If you can like this video and leave a comment below, it would be amazing. I'm really trying to grow my channel a bit, and so any sort of comment, like anything you can leave would be amazing. Also subscribe if you want more planty content. And if you have any fast growing plants I didn't include on this list that you would recommend, please leave in the comments below. I love fast growing plants. I want to add more to my collection, and I always love hearing from you guys. So please comment down below, and otherwise have a good day. Thank you guys.